What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Jurassic World Dominion Roar Strikers Iguanodon and Megaraptor. Now, both of these species both lived in the Cretaceous period, but in different time periods. The Iguanodon pretty much lived in the early part, and the Megaraptor pretty much lived in the later part of the Cretaceous period. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and crack these species open and see what they look like and sound like and see what they have to offer. So first up, we have the Iguanodon, and this is your Jurassic World Dominion style packaging for the Roar Strikers. And you basically have Rexy here on the side, Jurassic World Dominion logo right there, Iguanodon, Roar Strikers, ages 4 and up, that's me, Mattel logo right there. And then over here you have the sound symbol letting you know that it makes sounds. And there's the fax app information, and that just do the excuse me, that gives you the demonstration on how to operate the figure. And if we just turn it around, there's the back side with the prototype sample right there showing you how to operate the figure. And down there just gives you the different species that came in this line, or that comes in this line: the Megaraptor, the Sinoceratops, and the Pleurodon. I did not have that in the collection. I probably will wait to get that later on, but I do have 2 reviews on previous releases of the Sinoceratops if you're interested in checking those out. So, but we do have the Pleurodon, and that will be for a later review. With that being said, let's go ahead and open this thing up. Alright, so we finally got the Iguanodon out of its packaging, so there is some assembly required. So we'll just have to take this tail, turn this thing around, and I believe we just line it up with the peg holes right there, and just snap it in. There we go. And our Iguanodon is assembled. Now, this figure is actually pretty cool. I do see a couple things that are wrong with it as far as the looks and how it's supposed to be portrayed, but we'll get into that in a minute. But I really do like this figure because, one, it's more, the way the paint scheme is more of a natural look. The sculpt is great as per usual, because like I always say, I love the way the sculpts are that Mattel does with these I can't even talk right now. That Mattel does with their figures. But yeah, I mean, the head sculpt looks really good. The only thing is that these only had, the eyes are just a black pupil. So then right there, I like the fact that they painted the beak and everything. So basically, this was made out of this colored plastic, and you'll have the spray paint right down here in the back of the head, all the way down to the neck, to a dark shade right there. And then up here, it just comes all along here and just stops right there. And then you got the stripings right here in this particular color. So that's about as far as paint scheme goes, is what you get. So a little bit of plain Jane, but it is what it is. But like I said, the head sculpt looks really good. I like how they have the wrinkles right there, and the little curves right there, the back of the head right there, and then the wrinkling in the neck, and then it's got a beefy body right there. And as far as the sculpt goes, side, just got the little rib cages right there, and a couple of wrinkles there. And then here is the hind legs right here with the little osteoderms right there, and it goes. Then this part right goes all the way down here to the feet. You know, the feet look pretty good with no paint as per usual. And you get the muscular structure here in the hind legs, and then here, calf muscle right there. And then as far as the front arms, legs, it's got a muscular bicep there, forearms here, and then on the other side, tail's a little short, but at least it's got a little pretty good length for what it is, what the kind of size that they made this thing. And get the muscular structure there on the hind legs on this side, not so much in the calf like it was on the other side. So, and then here, front legs, arms, bicep right there, got the osteoderms here. I do like the texturing here that they have along here, the sides and everything, the back texturing looks great. And here is the scan code if y'all need it. And as far as the front features of the arm, this isn't the way it's supposed to be. That's on the wrong side. That's the only knock that I have, is one, the size of that they made this particular species, and the fact that the spike is on the wrong side of the hand. So that should be here. So, because when they raise up, the larger thumb does not point down. It's supposed to be on the inside right there. But that's the only complaint that I have as far as this goes, along with the size of the figure. Because this thing should be like a mega figure, you know. It should be one of the larger dinosaurs, not one of the medium-sized dinosaurs. But we'll get into all that here in a minute. But as far as the articulation goes, the tail, you know, you can move the tail all the way around 360 if you want to. And then the hind legs go forward and backwards. Get the clicking sound, but that's because it's due to the action feature. And then the arms have the, it's on a ball and swivel. So go forwards, backwards, out and in. And then as far as the head goes, it's on the ball as well, ball and swivel. So you can go look up, you can look somewhat forward, not all the way down, but you can look side to side, you know. So very happy to have this figure in the collection, you know. And then as far as the action feature goes, you just press down on it. It sounds more like a carnivore than an herbivore, so don't think that's how an iguanodon sounds. But overall, I mean, I really do love the figure, you know, just for the couple of flaws, you know, like I said, it's more in a smaller size than, you know, and then where the thumb claws is placed, you know, it's supposed to be more on the inside than on the outside. But let's go ahead and do some comparisons, you know. So here is a couple of species that lived in the same time period as the iguanodon, along with the human-sized comparison. So we got the T-Rex and the Sauropelta. And as far as a scale accuracy, like I said, the Iguanodon is a little bit on the downside. If anything, they should have made this into a mega figure, so it should be at least almost as big as the T-Rex, you know, if you want to be more scale accurate. And then this is Owen right here as far as the human comparison. So this could probably be like a subadult iguanodon. Alright, so that was a look at the iguanodon. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this particular species. And let's go on to the next one. And next up we have the Megaraptor. And like before, this is the Jurassic World Dominion Roar Strikers style packaging, and the only thing that's different is it says Megaraptor, and on the back of it, we have the prototype image right there. Just again, I can't seem to talk right now, but we have the demonstration on how the action feature works. So let's go ahead and take this particular species out the box and take a closer look at it. Alright, so now we got our Megaraptor out, and it took a minute, a lot longer than it took me to get the Iguanodon out. They really do take their time to make sure that this thing is secure, a little too secure, but hey, it is what it is. So, another one-time assembly thing, just like the Iguanodon. We'll just take this tail and find how we can line this thing up, and should be, that would be the bottom right there. It should be right there. One-time assembly. There we go. That looks correct, I believe. Yeah. Something like that, I guess. Yeah. Gotta tell it that part matches. But anyways, so yeah, this is our Megaraptor. I must say, it's a very nice figure, for what it is. Especially for something that we don't really know what it really looks like, because there isn't, I don't believe, a full skeletal for it, let alone what, the main body or the head and all that stuff looks like. But overall, it's very nice. You could tell that it was made out of this red plastic, and all this was painted on here, right here, and this part is a separate piece and everything. So, as far as the paint scheme goes, I do like the head sculpt and how that it was painted. You could tell that this was all black plastic, and they just painted in the white striping right here along the eyes. Over here, same thing. So it looks really good. As far as the eyes go, it looks pretty good. It's on point. On this side, pretty good, and on point as well. And so the teeth look really good. The wet tongue look in the gums. So it looks very nice. And I like to how they added the feathering here on top of the head, along the neck a little bit, and along the main body right there. And let's go ahead. So if y'all need the scan code, there it is. And yeah, very nice sculpt right there. Here on the tail, it's a very lengthy tail. Well, not long as it should be, but it's a little bit longer than we normally would get. And you get the feathering here, and it spreads out a lot more here at the end of the tail. And you could tell that they're trying to make up for the lack of paint by adding more detail in the design to their figures. And it's more sculpt than they do paint. So I guess they had to give it somewhere. I think most collectors would rather have more paint than all this extra stuff, that they give us as far as when it comes to their sculpts. You don't really need to have extra things like that just to make up for the lack of paint. But that's just me. But overall, the body looks great. The big hind legs right there. Big deep muscle cuts here. And then here along the rib cage, big deep muscle cut right there with the ribs. And then there's the calf muscle. Big long feet that's not painted as per usual. Here on the same side, there's a deep muscle cut. Not as deep as it was on the other side, but it's still a deep cut. And same thing with the big hind leg here, calf muscle. So, and then as far as arms and hands go, like I said, this is our the Megaraptor was basically known for its hands and its elongated sickle claw right here. So not much is really known about this particular species and everything. So they tried to classify it as several different species, but it is what it is, you know. So, but yeah, I really do like the details. See, they added a little feather texture right there, here on the forearms. So, like I said, they trying to make up for the lack of paint with the more sculpt details, you know. And a lot of the times, it's not really necessary, just not very needed as well. So, um, but yeah. So as far as articulation goes, you know, you get the tail goes all the way to 360. Forwards and backwards on the hind legs with that ratchet, you know, the clicking right there for the action feature. And then the arms is on a ball and hinge, so they go forwards, backwards, in and out. So feather texturing right there looks pretty good right there. So this is like the big main feature on this particular species. You know, not known for like big teeth and biting through bones. You know, just this is the main feature of the dinosaur, is its long sickle claws on its hand right there. Just the big one where it can like slash open, you know, to get the meat and stuff. So, and then as far as the action feature goes, just right here. So, nice sounds. Don't know if that's where it's supposed to go for this particular species, you know. But good sounds overall for a dinosaur in general. So that being said, let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. So here is a couple of species that lived in the same time frame as the Megaraptor, the Chasmosaurus, and its wave mate, the Iguanodon, and along with Odin Grady for the for the human comparisons. Man, this review is all over the place when it comes to me talking. Wow. But anyways, I hope y'all still enjoyed this review. But but yeah, so these are all two different species that lived in the same time period as the Megaraptor. And as far as scale accuracy, like I mentioned before earlier, this should be a little bit bigger. This should be a mega-sized dinosaur, and that's pretty much the right size right there. And as far as the scale for this particular species, don't think it should be or would be a mega dinosaur, but it would be a little bit bigger. So as far as the human size goes, it's probably about almost right. And that is the Megaraptor. Let me know what you think about this particular species. Do you like the design of it? What you think about his big long sickle claw on his hands? Let me know. And that pretty much wraps up this review on the Megaraptor and the Iguanodon. Let me know down in the comments, but let me know down in the comments below what you think of these two species. I'm sorry, guys. And let me know what you think. You know, which one's your favorite? Do you like the Megaraptor or the Iguanodon? I particularly like both of them, and if I had a choice, I do like the Iguanodon a little bit more, just because of the way it's detailed and its design. Like I said, the only thing I have knock on it is the size and the placement of where the thumb should be at with the spike. And as far as the Megaraptor goes, as far as the lack of paint goes, that just yeah, it's a good design. I love the head sculpt, but as overall, I think because of the lack of paint, it's more red than anything, and just kind of brings it down a notch. But with the Iguanodon, even though it does have a lack of paint as well, but it's more of a natural color that you would think that a dinosaur would look like, you know. It suits it more, you know. But as far as a Megaraptor goes, you figure it'd be a little bit more colorful. But that's just me. Let me know down in the comments below what you think. And don't forget, words to wisdom. Buy what you love and not what you like, because if you buy what you like, you'll end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.